Story number 2 of why you should leave the first time they got you fucked up. And this happened way before the story that I shared with part 1. But I learned my lesson from part 1 and I started applying to every other guy because of this guy. So me and this guy started talking. And it was kind of like around my birthday. And I had already started working on like my birthday plans. But the guy said to me, why would you make plans with your friends when you have somebody that's interested in you? And I was just like, okay. Because I've been single for a while. So me and my friends, we celebrate with each other, all the time about birthdays and all this stuff. So I really didn't think nothing of it. So I was just like, okay. He said, you should be doing something with your man. I was like, that's cute, because he wasn't my man. He was just a guy that was interested in dating me at the time, right? So he kept asking me what I wanted to do. And I said, well, I had already had plans of what I wanted to do, but that involved my friends. But I feel like if you taking me away from like what I had originally planned, like you should come up with something at this point. He kept saying, oh, well, I have a business trip on such and such. You can go with me and we can do whatever when we get there. And I was like, you know what? That's cool with me. Because really, even if you stay here working the room the whole time we here, I know how to enjoy myself. So I would have found something to do. Just going would have been enough. And I would have just entertained myself doing something else anyway. So time had passed. And it was time for my birthday. And he was like, he decided we gonna go out to eat at some place close by his house. We didn't even end up doing the trip thing he originally said we was gonna do. Oh, well, just come by today and we'll go and eat at such and such. So I went by his house and I'm knocking on the door, no answer. I'm calling his phone, no answer. And I did most of this knocking a lot of times. And I sat there for like 15 to 20 minutes. But I didn't know, like, one of my cousins, she was talking to my son the whole day. About like where we was at, what we was doing, and she had drove up from Macon, and she pretty much surprised me, and we went to like this seafood place to go eat with her instead. But I was happy about that because I had no clue that was going on. So, that still was a plus. So we went out for my birthday, had drinks, enjoyed ourselves. By the time I heard from this man, it probably was like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And I was just so disgusted and like, because you got me to cancel my plans with my friends and said we was going to do something that we did not do. And he basically told me like his phone is always on do not disturb because he has family in Nigeria and they always calling, all the time ain't matching up with their time zone. So they always calling when he should be sleeping, all this stuff. So he keeps his phone on do not disturb and he sleep really hard. Like it was just a list of excuses. And I told him, and I told him this before, anytime that I call, you should have my phone set in your contacts that even if it's on Do Not Disturb, it will ring. I have that set for my children. And he just act like he could not figure that out. So I'm just like, that was just too many excuses for me. I should have left his ass alone that first time. Because little did I know, dating him, that whole time throughout dating him, you kept giving me that excuse of, like the phone situation. You gave me a key to your apartment, which is like, you gave me a key to your apartment, but when you got home, like you would latch the door. So even if I got a key, I still couldn't get in unless I broke the fucking door. But the whole little dating thing, it was just horrible. Like I said, it kept being excuses of that whole phone situation. You was a person that always made excuses. You never could plan dates. Like I honestly felt like he was more of a burden than like a relief or some kind of release for me. Like I felt like he was putting more on me than my children did. Because you wanted me to pick the place, plan the date, you wanted me to drive everywhere we going together. And I was just like, what's the point of me being with you? Like I don't mind paying. I'll pay for the date. I'm not from up here. I don't know where this is. I don't know where that is. I said, I ain't from up here neither. I'm from Macon. I said, me and my friends, when we go to places, because he made that comment, you always out with your friends. I said, you know why? Because I'm not always the one that's planning places for me and my friends to go. When we see somewhere online, TikTok, Instagram, or just riding, we all just talk about it and decide to go. It's not me planning things with them. Sometimes I just get to show up. But I learned then that when people have you fucked up, don't waste your time, because the thing that they initially show you, like, that is who they are. Every now and then you might get a guy that can kind of hide behind that mask of who he is. But when they start showing you them flaws and them characteristic flaws that they have, believe it. Instead of trying to teach him and keep preaching to him like, I want to go on dates. One day I said, I don't even feel like a woman with you. I said, you don't even buy me flowers. What would you need flowers for? You're not dead. I said, what would I need flowers for when I'm dead? I can't smell that. Give me my flowers now while I'm still living. But the last thing that like turned me completely off to him, he ended up telling me one night, oh my God, you're so strong. And that shit turned like this, like the respect button I had in me, it just turned it off. Because I'm just like, in my mind, I feel like maybe you trying to take me through so much, or you trying to take me through anything just to see how much I would put up with. Just to see how much of the bare minimum you can give, and that be okay. Wrong woman. If I feel like talking to you or doing for you is a burden, I feel no need to talk to you or to date you or to any of that. If I can't be my softest self with you, where I just naturally want to do for you because you are so good to me, I have no business dating you. I have no business trying to teach a man how to treat me, because I don't know everything, but you would never have to teach me how to make you feel like I value you and I appreciate you. Like, ever. Like, until this day, if that man sees me, he would still say things like, oh, I want to take you out. I want to do this. I want to. Man, you had your turn. We over that. I'm past that. Let it go. Because you should have shown me then, like, how much you were into me. All that to say this.